Could you discuss the ideas of beauty for me and what you think about it?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be beautiful. See, beauty is a very specific thing right now, and people talk about different societies' beauty standards. But even if different societies have different beauty standards, there's always people outside of that, and a huge number of people outside of that. I think it's a bigger issue, not just because of a personal issue, but because of the way things are nowadays, and it's sort of seen as if you're not beautiful, it's because you're not good at self-management, which you should be able to do. And it's not just a thing in real life where you wear makeup. It's to do with the way you self-organize on the internet, and just in general, with social media. Not just social media where you're reaching out to your friends, but it affects school, work, and things like that. If your work find out what you're doing in your spare time, it can be an issue. But also, if you're a creative person, you're expected to be present online and to have an online persona, which I think is part of that issue as well. And obviously, if you're not able to keep up with what's created as the norm, then you're still pushed outside. And a lot of the kind of self-love movement, it's good, but it has loads of issues. And even when you watch and you're like, okay, it's self-love, but who are they showing as self-love? It's usually able-bodied. Even if they're larger people, they're curvy in a certain type of way, or so
everybody's idea of beauty obviously differs. Therefore, do you think that the idea of beauty is achievable? Because obviously everybody is trying to achieve it, but what actually is the idea of beauty?
I think if you're taking beauty, which a lot of it is taken from, a lot of the issues we have with the way people treat us because of the way that we look, is literally just because of the way we look. And I think that, I don't want to be rude, and I know it helps in the situation. Sometimes you're there's nothing I can do, I have to wear makeup, I have to look good, I have to, do things a certain way. But I think that people have to look inwardly and ask themselves why you want someone else to look good. To me, it's the same thing as, in the room, I like green curtains, right? And it doesn't help me personally, and I'm not going to do anything to change it, but I want someone else to change literally just because of the way they look. It's a bit, it's people don't want to be called shallow, but that's what a lot of us are.
Do you think that's got a lot to do with social media and the selfie generation, with things like makeup and Instagram?
I think it's not just the selfie generation, because there's always been unattainable, beauty standards. I think also it's just an issue of you shouldn't have to be beautiful, and even if you're not beautiful, you shouldn't have less value as a human being.
Could you discuss the pressures of beauty and beauty standards today?
I think there's a lot of pressure actually with beauty, especially on social media, or being in an environment, I think, with lots of young people who are kind of hugely influenced by social media. Everyone's always looking about what everyone's wearing or what phone they've got, everything like that really. So I think there's a lot of pressure.
So do you yourself then feel pressured by the ideas of beauty?
To an extent, yes. I feel like there's a lot of kind of influence from my parents. Don't wear this, don't have your hair like that, because people won't like it, society won't like it, but actually I'd rather just be kind of happy with myself and my own idea of beauty.
Do you think an older generation has different ideas of beauty than you do?
Oh, absolutely, yes, I completely agree with that,
So the ideas of beauty obviously differ for each individual. Do you therefore think the ideas of beauty are achievable?
I think they're achievable in everyone's own individual way. I think because they are different, universally it's unachievable, but I think personally it is achievable.
So do you yourself feel pressured by the ideas of beauty?
Not as much. I think when I was younger, at particularly like secondary school, where you've got all of that pressure. With my school, we didn't have that many girls in my year. I think there was about 13 of us. And it was either a group of 5 of you who were kind of more of the quirky ones who were still trying to figure out their style, and you'd have like the mean girl plastics almost, who would be there talking about their conquests and what was the right thing to wear. And I think also school, it's hard to kind of find your feet in trying to be yourself as well, because you have that sort of restrictiveness of your school uniform, and even we get told off if you rolled your skirt too high or you had the wrong trainers on and the socks. It's all that you have to conform to this system where you could be figuring out what you find is right for you.
So the ideas of beauty, as you've discussed, differ for each individual, and obviously everyone has their own ideas of beauty. But because this is a thing, everyone aspires to beauty, but do you think beauty is actually achievable?
I think in a way it depends. Again, I'm saying that quite a lot. I think you've got to do what you feel comfortable with and what makes you happy, and in a sense that's your way of achieving it, because I mean, especially if you're LGBT or you find it hard to express yourself. I mean, again, particularly if you're going through that stage like puberty, trying to figure out what's the best way to deal with all what's going up on here. Yeah, I think you should do what makes you feel happy, and then that will let your personality and beauty shine through.
So would you say beauty is more of a mentality than a physicality?
Yeah, I think it can be both. It can be how you want to perceive yourself and what makes you feel good. I mean, again, you've got that age-old phrase of beauty is in the eye of the beholder.